Absolutely. So a chatbot is designed to hold a conversation with a person. And you might be thinking to yourself, but wait a minute, chatbots are dumb. Yeah, they can't have conversations with people. I'm going to talk to you in a moment about why that might be the case or might not be the case. But first, a bit of history. So chatbots got their start as university research, so in the university in the lab, where computer scientists were looking for ways to engage with people with conversations. And they started with small talk. So people would have conversations with the bots, sometimes for hours actually, just about small talk, things like where do you come from and what's the weather like. Over the years, when business started to take an interest in bots was when business and contact centres started to automate conversations through IVR, or interactive voice recognition. And then with the involvement of artificial intelligence, we found that utilising chatbot technology and artificial intelligence together, we could create conversational content that could be used for quite serious purposes like customer service and sales, and that's where we are today. A human-to-human conversation has its own unique characteristics, and like we're doing today. But the thing about humans is that we actually anthropomorphise things, creatures, dogs, cats. We famously anthropomorphise our pets. And we have conversations with them. But the difference there is that our expectations around how those conversations happen are really well managed in our own minds. So we know that when a dog barks, that we're not having a deep conversation with it, but we're still having an interaction. And it's actually the same with a chatbot. Chatbots work the best when they manage the expectation of the user that's having the conversation with it. And in that way, we can create really excellent quality conversations. This is an interesting question. I actually overheard one of our team this morning saying that a user for one of our chatbots wrote on a feedback piece that they found that it was actually better to talk to the bot than it was with a human. And I think they themselves were surprised by that. They didn't expect that. And you might think to yourself, well, why is that? Why did they think that it was better to have a conversation with a bot than a human? Are they, I don't know, socially phobic or really didn't want to get on the phone to talk to someone? But in fact, what happened here is that the bot really established the expectation of what it could deliver. And it delivered it probably better than those expectations and did it faster. So the great thing about computer technology is that it's always available, it's always on demand, it's extremely reliable. You know that the responses are 100% accurate because of the scripts that are used. And so for the user, they can often have a better experience than if they have to phone up and wait on hold, etc., and talking to a real human. So in that way, if the expectations are managed properly, it can be a better experience than talking to a real human. One of the first things that we do is we make it clear that we're dealing with a bot and not a human. People don't want to be duped. They want to know that this is an authentic experience. And so one of the things we do is offer a virtual character, an animated virtual character, and that makes it really clear. The second thing is again around setting expectations about the knowledge base. This is what I can deal with and this is what I don't deal with. And the third thing is to have a reasonable body of content to begin with. Start with something that we're confident is going to meet the majority of the users who come on board and want to use the bot. So they're the three things that I would suggest to do to make a great experience. Right, well, the first thing you need to do is you need to clearly hint at the type of content that you have offered. So that might be offering a range of multiple choice answers or explanations of what it is that the bot covers. If a question is out of scope, what you need to do is make sure that there are very clear pathways for the user to take. So perhaps an escalation pathway to a real human, or options for another piece of content. So make those pathways really clear. And monitor the frustration of the user. If the user seems to be getting stuck in loops, then make it very clear this is where they can go next. And the last thing is to review unanswered questions. So a bot is never just put out, set and forget. It is always monitored, always improved. So we understand what the users are saying and how they're saying it, and then we improve the responses accordingly. Yeah, well look, there is a training period for bots, just the same as there's a training period for all new employees. My daughter's just got a summer job. She's working in a customer service role, and some of her customers have to wait a little bit longer for her than some of her colleagues. But what she does, and what a bot can do also, is simply say, hey look, I'm in training, I'll help you as best I can, thanks for your patience. So again, it is about managing user expectations and being really clear about what the bot can do at this particular point, and then providing great training. And so one of the things we do at Clevertar is that we help train those bots so they can come up to speed really, really fast. Well, Clevertar, or Clever Avatars, as our name suggests, got started in some university research actually. So this particular research found that when humans and computers work together, humans work really well when they interact with an animated virtual character rather than just text alone. They tend to retain the information that's given. They tend to respond more favourably. They might even feel bad about something that a piece of text won't make them feel bad about, like if they've done their exercise or not. And we found that we could use that in really some very serious business contexts as well, like perhaps sales, helping people decide what they'd like to buy, or customer support, or even areas like mental health, where we're helping people with anxiety and depression. So the thing that makes Clevertar particularly unique with our virtual characters is something that we're using on a day-to-day basis.